Hello, welcome back to Cars of Glasgow. I'm Thomas, and today you join me with the all-new Ford Capri. A special thanks to People's Ford in Livingston for loaning me this spectacular model. Now, I don't know if I've ever had a car that's going to cause so much controversy. I've seen this in LinkedIn and other YouTube channels, so please leave your comments either below or for the end of the video. In this video, I'm going to give you a walk-around tour of the car, show you the exterior, interior, and get it out for a test drive. So stay tuned for this video. Alright, so this is the Ford Capri. At launch, we've got a 77 kilowatt hour battery producing about 282 brake horsepower and 402 pound-feet of torque. 0 to 60 in about 6.4 seconds and a claimed range of up to 389 miles. Now, you may be looking at this car. This is quite a tall vehicle. Now, by comparison, in my head, I thought this looked like a Polestar 2 on photographs, but it does sit a little bit bigger than that, and definitely visually it gives you the kind of chunky appearance. This particular one is riding on 20-inch wheels, which is huge. Look at them. They're obviously being an EV, they're aerodynamic, and you can see they're sealed in for efficiency, but yeah, 20-inch wheels, 235/50s on this car. Now up front we do have these LED headlights. They do have little kind of quad LEDs within them for the daytime running light, and it does say Capri on the front of the vehicle here. Right below the Ford badge, you're able to see that 360 camera popping at the front, and then your radar cruise blended into the bumper below, which is quite sleek. Sometimes you see manufacturers plop the radar right in the middle of the grille or something. This is hidden quite well as the parking sensors down below. And we do have real air vents on the side of the bumper there. Now, we've managed to catch this as the sun's going down in Scotland, so yeah, the yellow paint is looking fantastic, and we've got the black trim going around the wheel arch there. Give you a moment to take in the kind of beauty of the car with this landscape. I do like the fact that the A pillar is blacked out, so it's kind of giving you the appearance of a floating roof when you're looking at it head on, because you've got the black mask where the Ford grille is, and then the kind of the roof line, and then the glass roof up front. So you kind of got a lot of black and yellow going on. You might want to call this Bumblebee potentially if you got it in this yellow. On the side here, we do have the 360 camera down below on the mirror, and quite big chunky door handles. Quite a clean design, and this is the rear haunch that kind of gives me the appearance of maybe the Polestar 2 in pictures. It does signify a little bit chunkier and larger in real life when I'm seeing it in the flesh. And then there's your charge flap here as well to go and charge off your CCS, of course. Now, around the rear of the car, it says Capri behind the plastic here. There are a lot more manufacturers are doing different things with the branding spelled out in the back of the vehicle. To open the boot, we can push this little button here on the fob. Being electric, of course, it's going to unlock and reveal a pretty decent amount of boot space. We've got about 572 litres of boot space as configured, but if you fold the 60/40 seats down, you're going to increase that to 1500 litres of boot space. We've also got a little ski-through hatch in there, which is nice to see, as well as kind of storage bins on the side. And if you want, there's room underneath the floor. You could put charging cables or something like that underneath there, and a little strap down band. But overall, do you know, a decent size boot for the kind of car it is. Bear in mind, if you want maximum practicality, go for the Explorer because it is boxy, but this does have that sleek design. Do you know, so you are going to be trading off a little bit utility for that sexy look on the rear C-pillar. It's also worth noting the Capri is a little bit longer than things like the Kuga and the Ford Explorer itself. It shares its platform with electronic tailgate closes and makes a little Ford beeping noise. Round the rear, there's not too much else to say. The main takeaway is this design of the rear lights. And of course, being an EV, there's no exhaust tips or anything on the bottom of the bumper. And there's no rear wiper because you've got that kind of sleek aerodynamic. So when you're traveling at motorway speeds, the water should bead off. Now we'll have a look in the back of the car. You are going to see there is enough room for a child seat anchored in. Child seat ISOFIX points down below there. And yeah, we've got seating for free, which I'll jump around the other side to show you. And on the door card here, we've got a nice blend of the two-tone plastics, the grey and the light grey mechanical door release, as well as a window switch, and room for like bottles of juice, as well as little mat pockets in both seats, which is a nice touch. Now we're going to have a quick look and step inside the vehicle. What I have noticed straight off the bat is the floor, because of the batteries, does sit a little bit higher than I would like, but there is plenty of knee room, and the floor itself is relatively flat. There's not too much of a hump, so even if I've sat in the centre here, I'm not going to be too discomfortable. And sitting in the middle, I'm not going to be too uncomfortable. Now, headroom, let me flip the camera around and show you that. I'm 5'11". Headroom's not amazing in the middle seat, but the two outer seats are going to be fine for people around 6 foot. As you can see, a couple of inches of headroom there. Knee room's okay, shoulder room's all right, and it's fairly comfortable here. The bench is quite flat, but yeah, apart from the floor being a little bit raised, it's not too bad back here. The build quality material feels solid enough. Yeah, it's all right back here for little road trips and things like that. We do have little lights up the top here and a handle for people to grab onto. But yeah, as you can see, it fits a child seat, and yeah, we've got air vents and USB-C chargers. Now, if I open the passenger door up, you're going to notice we've got Capri on the sill. We do have manual seats on this vehicle, and we do have this black leather with the kind of crisscross pattern, the one-piece design with white stitching, kind of a sporty look. Kind of reminds me of maybe something like the Mercedes A-Class CLAs. Remember they had those kind of top of the headrest design like that? Yeah, but being a family-friendly EV, I'll do this side first. We do have, again, decent enough knee room. You can spread my legs out like so. Glove box is all right. Do know you've got a little bit of a fuse box there, but enough storage inside. Dash material feels solid enough, but the B&O soundbar is probably what's taken my eye away, because it's got the B&O logo, a bit of mood lighting, and a decent sound off that. And on top of the B&O sound system, the big giant glass roof is catching my attention today, especially with this sunlight. So this is one of the EVs where there's no start stop button. You literally put your foot in the brake, the seat's moving forward to the memory seating position, and yeah, it just starts up. Now, what we like about the car is we've got little holes on the steering wheel here. It reminds me of something like you would see on the original Capri. Don't know if I rotate that round. You can get your fingers in there as well if you want to play around with it, but that's quite a neat design detail. The steering wheel as well is not circular. As you can see, it's kind of a squished box rectangle thing. Feels a bit weird in hand at first just because I'm used to like circular steering wheels, but I am aware more and more cars have this appreciation for this design of steering wheel for whatever reason. Now we do have things like heated seats and heated steering wheel, which are nice and easy to reach and use. You can touch the buttons down here at the bottom of the screen to activate your heated seats, and then your climate can be accessed through here, which gives you nice big graphics, is what you'd expect on a modern car. You can change things like your airflow, whatever you may want it to be, and you can see the diagram there pulling that out for you. And then once you turn on both sides, you can see we've got a set temperature, and that goes red, but the car can work out automatically if somebody's sitting in the seat, so it will turn that off and make that eco mode and turn that side off. Now the screen itself is quite fast and responsive, what we've seen on the other Ford Explorer model. The home screen, and yeah, you can go across and do various things. However, the sat nav I wanted to make a note of is when you put a destination in, like I have so here, I just put an Inverness for the fun of it. What we're able to go do is filter out and see where we need to charge. So this car's worked out, we're sitting here at 28% with 70 miles. The car's going to work out, well, you need to charge here if I want to go to Inverness today at Kinross, so it works that out for you in the journey. So that takes the stress away of planning your chargers, which is quite clever. And then what's also quite clever is this screen moves backwards and forward. You can store things in there, so when you lock the car, that's going to lock as well, so nobody can access behind this screen. Quite a clever little design piece. Some Volkswagen Group bits, such as the touch capacitive buttons here, as well as the window switches. You can touch that there to activate the rear windows, which you get used to, I guess. But yeah, they're probably the main bits because this is based on Volkswagen ID.4 and 5 platform. But out with that, Ford have done their bits to make, kind of fortified the Volkswagen platform. Now we do, of course, have a wireless phone charger here for the driver's side. Passenger side is just like a rubber grip. And then we do have two cup holders down here, as well as a little bit of storage here on the tray, but you lift that up and it's big enough to fit something like a bag in there. Quite a neat touch. Some touch capacitive buttons up here, which is again, nicely modern thing. And then we have a big visor. No light there, but we do have the light on the glass, and then we can slide that across like so, to block out any side from the sun. It doesn't slide, but yeah, you've got that at least moving there, and a little bit of a vanity light, can't complain. Out up front we do have the heads up display, quite clear as you can see, giving us directions, and we can see the speed sign, etc. And then in front we do have an instrument gauge. Here again, if you're familiar with Volkswagen, you're going to be familiar with the rotary knob in this screen, but yeah, it's clear enough. You can see your speed, your range, the heated seats on, heated steering wheel, sorry, you can see that on and off there. Turn that down by 3-stage heating, and then you've got your sat nav right there up front in the screen. If you want to change it, you can just push this button here on the touch capacitive button, like so, and get it configured the way you like it. And the left-hand side's got things like your cruise control, you can cycle through, speed limiter, and lane centering. So yeah, quite a few safety features on this car. The steering wheel has reach and rake adjustments, so you're going to be able to get yourself really comfortable in this car, depending if you're short or tall. And as the sun is beginning to set, we do have mood lighting, which you can kind of see being activated here under the doors, which is a nice modern touch. Give a little bit of ambience when you're driving at night. Now, for copyright reasons, I won't put any sound on, but the B&O soundbar in this car is quite good. You know, I really enjoy it when I get an Ford with this product fitted. So yeah, the B&O soundbar, if you get one of these, it's a nice addition if you like your music. It does a good job in the cabin, as well as giving you a bit of aesthetic design because it's got that kind of fabric material, and again, mood lighting running across the top of the speaker grille itself. I'm 5'11", plenty of headroom, shoulder room. The driver's seat is electrically adjustable, as well as having three-way memory seats, so you can push 1, 2, 3, and then yeah, get yourself pretty comfortable at a touch of a button, which is quite nice. Now, being a high-spec Capri, we do have the 360 cameras. Now, what I liked on it was when you turn the steering wheel, the physical camera turns as well. If you can see that, I think that's a really neat touch. If I turn that again, as you can see, it rotates left and right, so that's quite a nice wee design feature, like where you're turning, the direction of the camera changes as well. If you want to clean the rear camera, you literally push this button here and it scoots you some water so that winter salt can get rubbed off the lens. It's also worth noting we have a little bit of storage under here in the centre console, which you can put other items. Alright, so we're driving the Ford Capri. Now, I can't tell you, I've been quite excited to get this on the channel and bring it to you because it's been such a controversial car online since its launch. And some of you may be old enough to remember the original Capri, and some of you may not. Now, this being the kind of launch spec one, we do have a decent amount of power. 0 to 60, just over 6 seconds, and yeah, the car feels that fast. You get that instant EV torque straight off the line. It offers quite good tech as well. Got things like the heads-up display. I like the idea that it plans the routes for you. Then when you put in like a destination, it's going to tell you where to charge. And I know more and more EVs are doing that, but this gives you that peace of mind when you're maybe new to EV life, like where you're going to charge, so you can pre-plan without having to get a map or Google or something like that. So being a crossover, this Capri does sit quite high up. You've got a good visibility out front, decent size mirrors, and yeah, like if you're looking for this kind of vehicle, this is what you're wanting. It absorbs the lumps and bumps. Now, today's model is riding on 20-inch wheels, which are quite huge in fairness. They're aerodynamic, as you've seen earlier, with the kind of covers over them, but yeah, this, I would probably opt for something with maybe an 18 or 19-inch wheel just for the maximum comfort. They do look good, but yeah, a little bit less on the inches just to give you that little bit more sidewall for comfort. I said it's not terrible by any means, and it's definitely soft compliant over the pothole roads, but yeah, I would probably say I would go down just for my preference. Now, steering in the car, you can get rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive, and yeah, this is confident round the corners as well. You know, you're not buying this for the most engaging, dynamic vehicle on the road. It's comfortable, it's compliant, and yeah, it does a good job. It's probably a little bit above average in terms of the way the steering wheel feels, the weight going around the corners, come through the corners and exit. If you're looking for maximum fun, of course, you would probably go for rear-wheel drive or get all-wheel drive if you're worried about the wet British roads or even this occasional snow that we might get in this car. Now, this car does have a little bit of regen braking. It slows down gradually, which is not too bad and it's quite pleasant. And again, if you're not used to regen braking, it might take a moment to get used to, but so many EVs offer it now that yeah, you're going to get used to the way it feels just pulling you slowing down. And it appears we have a train coming now this way. Exciting. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching this video on the Ford Capri. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel below, comment your thoughts on the car below, and if you're interested in buying one, why not reach out to the guys at People's Fords. Thanks for watching. Ciao.